Welcome back to the channel, y'all. Just go ahead and hit that subscribe button, please, and let's get right into the material. Listen, I don't want to turn this into a color thing or a race thing, but there's definitely two different justice systems at play here, and the justice system definitely works for some, in favor of some, and works hard against others. So I woke up this morning to this hell of a story that says that a 47-year-old man, check this out. The story goes like this. Now, mind you, hang on to your seat because this ain't nice at all. It says, a 47-year-old man, a Texas man, will remain off the roads for the rest of his life after he did repeat DWI offenses. DWI is driving while intoxicated. Virgil Bryant III of Red Oak, a city that's about 20 miles south of Dallas. He was arrested on July 15th of 2022 for erratic driving and running another driver off the road on a Highway 287, according to Fox 4 News. The news station reports that law enforcement discovered a cold six-pack of beer inside of his vehicle with 2 cans of the beer missing. His blood content or blood alcohol level concentration was at 0.245. That's more than 3 times the legal limit. Okay, so Virgil was just fucking up. He was just doing all types of shit wrong, right? That he should not have been doing. I get it. And wrongs should be punished, especially a dangerous act like being 3 times over the legal limit drunk and driving down the highway. You could kill somebody. I've seen these things happen before. I've seen people wipe out an entire family just by getting drunk and wanting to go joyriding. So he was arrested last year, and this was his 7th DWI in the last 14 years. 7 in 14 years. Now, according to Fox 4, the repeated offender, the felon, received a 40-year sentence for his 6th DWI in 2009, but he was released after he was sentenced to 40 years. He was released in 2019. He got lucky. But damn, he didn't take his luck for nothing because he went and did the same thing again. Now, homie probably has a alcohol problem, a deep addiction. So does a lot of other people that are in prison, which really they should be getting to an institution that could help them with this illness, this addiction. Now, based on his felony history, the punishment range was increased to 25 years to life in prison, with a jury ultimately concluding that he had used his car as a deadly weapon. So, therefore, he was sentenced to 99 years in prison after his 7th DWI arrest. Mind you, this man didn't kill nobody, but he got 99 years. 1 year shy of 100 years in prison. God damn. He got a long ways to go. It's safe to say he's off the streets forever. Now, let's do a comparison, because somebody said that's funny because Ethan Couch of Burleson, Texas, he was 16 years old when he got drunk and he got high off of some drugs. And then he got into his pickup truck and he went joyriding, killing 4 people and injuring a bunch of others. Here we are 10 years later, and Couch has had several other drug and alcohol related incidents and run-ins with the laws since. Did I mention that Couch has never spent a single day in prison for these crimes? Just shows the deep-rooted racism that exists in the Texas judicial system. Now, mind you, the guy that got sentenced to 99 years in prison is a black man, and Ethan Couch is a white dude. Now, let me do a little bit of rundown. According to expresslegalfundings.com, a rundown of Ethan. So, what happened to the affluenza teen, Ethan Couch, his DUI case and all that? So Ethan Couch is the name that became infamous in American pop culture for his experience with the U.S. justice system. I hadn't heard of him until today. He's now 26 years old. He first became a sensation 10 years ago when he killed 4 people. As a teenager, he was 16 years old and he injured 9 other people in the same drunk driving crash, and that was in June of 2013. More notably, with the help of his legal team, he then avoided jail time by using a controversial and novel affluenza defense. I gotta go look up what the affluenza defense is. So let's rewind and recap the DUI crash timeline that starts with Ethan Couch underage drinking incident in early of 2013. Mind you, Ethan ain't doing no time. People are dead. Multiple people are dead. Multiple people are seriously injured. So the fatal DUI car accident in 2013 was only the first big highlight in the Influenza Teen's timeline. They dubbed him the Influenza Teen. As many controversial and even wild events unfolded for Ethan Couch and his mother in the years to come. In this article, we focus on Ethan Couch timeline, the legal cases, the punishments. Let's define what influenza means and why Ethan Couch was called the Influenza Teen. So, or should we say affluenza? Pardon me, I stand corrected. He's the affluenza teen. Affluenza is a term that refers to a pseudoscience psychological condition that also affects wealthy people. That only affects wealthy people. Get the fuck out of here. Affluenza means, they're talking about affluent. Influenza is the sickness. What the fuck? Affluenza is a term that refers to a pseudoscience psychological condition that only affects wealthy people. The symptoms are a lack of moral responsibility and empathy that some wealthy people may suffer due to their privileged upbringing and their financially well-off lifestyle. Affluenza is the takeoff of the word influenza and affluent. It is used as a term to bash consumerism, as to say consumerism is a contagion that spreads mental health issues from people to person, like the flu. However, there is no proof of such thing, but Ethan's attorneys were able to use that to help him to get off. Mind you, after killing a bunch of people and injuring 9 others, right? Now, when it comes to Ethan Couch, his lawyers argued that he suffered from affluenza, and that is why he got into trouble and caused the DUI accident, as his parents were too indulgent and they didn't care much about him. So he was just left on his own out there as a little rich kid to do whatever he wanted to do. This is what the lawyer said, and that he needed help and not punishment. Holy shit. In a sense, his defense attorneys were saying that the DUI crash was not really his fault because he had affluenza. Now, as we continue this article, we provide a comprehensive look at his DUI case timeline from the night of the crash to his recent arrest for violating his probation. Also, we include the charges that were brought against the criminal conviction of Ethan's parents, Fred and Tanya, in this timeline. Over the next several years following that DUI crash that killed those people, they demonstrated the basis of the affluenza argument. So Ethan's privileged upbringing, here it goes. Ethan Couch was born Ethan Anthony Couch in Tarrant County, Texas on April 11th of 1997 to Fred and Tanya Couch. Fred Anthony Couch, his father, owned Cleburne Metalworks, a successful metal roofing company that he founded in 1987. So Daddy actually has his own company that makes a whole lot of money that he founded himself and grew it into something that makes a lot of money. Hence the reason Ethan was born privileged. Now, Ethan grew up in Burleson, a suburb in Fort Worth, Texas. And in contrast to the area, his family raised him in a wealthy and permissive environment where he had access to everything, including vehicles and drugs and alcohol, cars, from an early age. Now, his parents were often absent or indulgent, and they did not set any boundaries or consequences for his behaviors, including his dad demonstrating a sentiment of being above the law. I'm rich, I do whatever the hell I want, and my son could too. Ethan had several run-ins with the law before that DUI accident where he ended up killing all those people, such as stealing beer from a local store, driving with a suspended license, and possessing a fake ID. All that. Now, coming around to February of 2013, 4 months before the underage DUI incident, Ethan Couch was cited for minor in the consumption and possession of alcohol after he was found urinating in a Dollar General parking lot with a bottle of Grey Goose in one hand and a Miller Lite close by, open, and a naked 14-year-old girl passed out in his mother's F-150 pickup truck. I'm not making this shit up. He was told to go to a program to learn about alcohol and to do some community service, but he did neither of those. He said fuck it and went about his business. In the decades before the DUI crash, Ethan's parents also got into trouble with the law for theft, for avoiding arrest, for assault, and for even not paying their taxes. Right. Now, on the night of June 15th of 2013, this 16-year-old Ethan Couch and his friends, they stole beer from a Walmart store, and they went to a party at their parents' house in Burleson, Texas. Ethan drove his father's F-150 or his father's F-350 truck, because his mama drove the 150, his father's F-350 truck with 7 passengers to another party after they went to that one party, driving up to 70 miles per hour in a 40 mile per hour zone. He crashed into a group of people who were actually out there helping a woman whose Mercury Mountaineer vehicle, a mid-sized SUV, had broken down on the side of the road, and they were trying to help her to move her vehicle out of traffic. Ethan's blood level alcohol at this time was 0.24%. Again, this is 3 times the legal limit for adults in Texas, but he was 16. He also tested positive for traces of marijuana, and they found Valium, an illegal drug if you don't have a prescription, also in his system at the time. Now, sadly, Ethan ended up killing 4 people in that accident, and Brianna Mitchell, who was the driver of the standard car, 24 years old. Then there was Holly Boyles, who lived nearby and only came out to help with the stranded vehicle. She was 52 years old. And then there was Shelby Boyles, the daughter of Holly Boyles, killed alongside her mama, also came out to assist, and she was 21 years old. And then there was Brian Jennings, a youth pastor who was driving by and decided, hey, I see a woman that's stranded on the side of the road as a pastor, and my faith as a Christian, let me stop and help somebody out. All lost their lives because of Ethan. Now, November of 2013, civil lawsuits were filed. A total 7 lawsuits were filed by the victim's family against Ethan Couch and his parents in civil court to get some money for their losses and injuries. 5 of the 7 lawsuits were filed between the months of September and November of 2013. Cleburne Metal Works, Fred Couch's company, was also included in a defendant as it owned the Ford F-350 that Ethan Couch drove in the DUI car crash. Wow. Ethan Couch victims, on behalf of the families, filed these civil suits, right? Pre-settlement funding for wrongful death and personal injury, that went down in court. Such as the DUI car accident cases, these can qualify for pre-settlement funding while the plaintiff waits for their civil suit to be settled or for them to win. The money that companies like Express Legal Funding can advance the plaintiff client to be able to use to help their personal expenses and expected medical costs resulting from an accident that was someone else's fault. So they're there trying to get some money out of the whole thing, right? And basically, yeah, they're having to sue them for that. So the district attorney wanted to try Ethan as an adult, meaning that he would have gotten up to 20 years in prison. I don't know how you end up getting 20 years in prison when you just killed 4 people or 5 people, injured 9 people. However, he was tried as a minor, which could bring a lesser maximum sentence. The maximum sentence for juveniles in Texas for charges Ethan Couch faced is a max of 10 years of probation and rehabilitation, which allows for punishment that avoids prison time altogether. So, when we talk about this and we talk about the law and how the law works for some and does not work for others, then we have to take a look at Ethan, and we have to then take a look and compare him to this other situation where someone gets 99 years for 7 DUIs over 14 years, and they are thrown away from society for the rest of their life. Yet this person is able to kill, and then after that ends up still getting in trouble, violating their probation repeatedly, getting in trouble again and again and again, and they are still able to walk around, never doing any time. So Tanya Couch, she was granted parole after serving less than 3 years of her sentence, and she was released from prison in October of 2020 and placed under supervision until February of 2023. That's his mom. She had to follow several parole conditions, such as reporting to the parole officer, undergoing drug testing, and staying away from alcohol and firearms. She also had to pay a $3,000 fine and some fees. That's Ethan's mom. So 5 years after Ethan Couch and his mother went on a run and fled to Mexico, the victims' families and public still remembers the tragedy and the injustice that followed. Some people were angry and upset that the U.S. legal system did not treat them harshly. Instead, they kept looking at them and saying, these are people with a lot of money and they're affected because they have a lot of money, so society just does not understand them. This is crazy. He remains on probation until 2024 and has not violated it since his release from jail in 2017, because at one point the judge had ordered that he spend some time in jail regardless, which I believe was like 700 and something days, which was commuted to just a short time served. Now, mind you, again, here's the guy, and I hate to say it, and I hate to make it about color, but the black guy gets 99 years. And must I repeat, nobody died from any of the incidents that the black guy was in, yet the jury, a jury in Texas, said he used his vehicle as a weapon, so he deserves all that time. Almost 100 years in prison. I'm going to leave this video right here, man. Y'all just go ahead and leave your comments in the comment section below. Tell me if this makes any sense to you. And I'll catch you on the next video. It's BrainFLoTv. Hit that subscribe button. I'm out. Peace.